Yo, 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 it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I've returned today with another ADH wealth solution. Today, we'll begin to discuss fulfilling all of your financial needs. To contribute to channel growth, the links are in the description. To schedule an appointment of your own, or to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision, my information is in the description. Lastly, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. And now, here's our next feature. Salute, folks. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I've returned today to whap and tap on your head with another ADH wealth solution. Today, I want to talk a little bit about why it's important not to wait to get life insurance for things like what recently happened with the celebrity Kevin Samuels. He died recently as a high-value man. And as a high-value man, people were expecting him to obviously have life insurance now that he's got money. And I want to talk about how life insurance works and why waiting until you've got money is really not always a viable option. Before I go in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule a one-on-one appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description. So, as we proceed to give you what you need. So, as I was saying, it's really important not to wait, and depending on where you are in your life cycle, you might not have the money or the health to get the life insurance. See, you can have the money but not have the health. So what I'm going to do is, real quick, I'm going to show you guys a chart that has a few of the questions that are health questions that you have on a life insurance policy that you have to actually qualify for life insurance. So again, when people say they want to think about it, remember that the life insurance company is going to take up to 8 weeks to think about it with you. So give me 1 second, let me pull up the chart and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back here, and first I have a life insurance application for a simplified issue whole life or a guaranteed life insurance. So this is a whole life, but this is a guaranteed issue. So this is when those people call up and they're like, hey, I want 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, 15,000, or up to 25,000 maximum. And they really have a very minimal amount of questions, right? So they're just going to basically ask for your signature, how much you're applying for, who's the beneficiary, and that's it, right? And that's how most people think life insurance is applied for, right? It's real simple. Then they might ask a couple questions. Do you have any life insurance currently? Okay, and then they ask for your payment information. But this is for a final expense, so this is a guaranteed issue. And these are really simple, really quick applications. They'll tell you about different states, definition of replacement, things like that. But what I want to show you is one that is a little bit more in depth. But I wanted to show you the differences realistically, because this is what people think when they think they apply for life insurance. This is going to be a simplified guaranteed issue. Guaranteed issue literally means if you apply, you get approved, which is why in most states you have to be between 50 and 75 for these, and the most you can get is 25,000 because it's a burial policy. Give me 1 second and I'm going to pull up an actual application for what's called a fully underwritten application. And it doesn't matter whether you're applying for term life insurance or permanent life insurance. They can both be fully underwritten. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see here, we have the application. And if I can increase it here, hold on. Okay, so I've increased it here, and as you can see, it'll ask starting what your current height and weight is, and then it'll ask in the last 5 years, has the proposed insured been medically evaluated for, diagnosed, or treated for any of the following: heart condition, chest pain, or stroke, diabetes, anxiety, depression, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or any other psychiatric or mental health disorder, cancer, alcohol or drug abuse or dependency, spine, neck, or back disorder. Now, those are a few of the health conditions that they're asking about within the last 5 years. People consider people like Kevin Samuels to not have life insurance now, when the idea is that he just came across wealth inside of the last 2 years. So if he had any of these conditions inside of the last 5 years, it's likely he was ineligible for life insurance. Maybe not, but we know cancer, which is something that Kevin Samuels stated he had, it will definitely make you ineligible for life insurance. And another thing will do that is things like your height and weight. Now, this person has a good bill, but imagine if this person was 5'3" and 270 pounds. They'd be massively overweight, and insurance companies would likely not want to insure them. Okay, so now here in this portion, and again, this is the fully underwritten life insurance application, so it doesn't matter if you are applying for term or permanent life insurance. It's all going to be the same application process. So you'll see here, they're going to ask for your name, your date of birth, your place of birth, your sex, your social security, your driver's license number, your home address, how many years you've lived there, your phone number, your email address, the best time to call you, if you're a U.S. resident or not, can they speak with your spouse, if you are U.S. citizenship, if you have U.S. citizenship, your current occupation, how long you've been at that occupation, what is the address of your employer, what are your duties as an employee. And that's just the information for the proposed insured. Let's say this is something like a husband and or a wife, who one is getting a policy on the other, so they're buying it and paying for it, so they own it and make the decisions, but it's on another person's life. So it might be an individual, a trust, a partnership, or a corporation, and then they're going to want all of that information. So moving forward here, as you can see, it shows you the different type of a policy that the client may be applying for. So for example, in this situation, we see here that the person is applying for a $50,000 policy with paid up additions for reduced paid up life insurance. But it is a whole life. And as you can see on the application, it specifies for the agent to specify what you're getting. No client usually sees this page because there's nothing for you to sign. They will ask, however, if premium has been given with the application. The reason for giving premium with the application is so that you get something called temporary insurance, right? So you're covered basically until you actually are approved or declined by the insurance company moving forward. So as you can see here on this page, it actually asks very specific questions about existing and pending insurance. So they want to know how much insurance you currently have, how much insurance, including this current policy that you're applying for, will you have in force, and maybe you're applying at 2 places at once. They want to know how much of the insurance you intend on keeping. Then they're going to ask things like your gross annual income. They're going to ask if you applied for bankruptcies in the last 5 years. What's the purpose of the insurance? Where the source of the money is coming from. So these are why insurance agents are asking you a lot of questions. Remember, I told you about things like anti-money laundering. They're going to ask what the purpose of it was And if maybe the agent enticed you by saying, hey, I'll pay for it for you, and they'll even ask if you'll get a loan to finance your insurance premiums. This is for if you're looking to buy a large life insurance premium policy, and it may be a single premium that you don't have at once, but you can pay it over time. Will an entity other than a life insurance company be medically evaluating the proposed insurance? Will the policy be issued and placed in a trust? Then they want to know if you're getting it for business, if you're getting rid of other insurance. And then they actually ask the insurance agent those questions again on a separate phone call. This is another page you really don't need to see because it's about the agent. I'm sorry, in my haste, I skipped over the most important stuff I was going to show you about, which was the health questions. So, as you see here, there's a lot of health questions. So at this portion, it says, has any person proposed for coverage used tobacco or nicotine products in any form within the last 5 years? Have they ever applied for insurance or reinstatement which has been postponed, declined, rated modified, or had any such insurance canceled or renewal premiums refused? If so, provide the date, reason, and company name. Remember, this is why I told you about the MIB, because all of this stuff also gets reported to the MIB. So if you ever received or claimed indemnity, benefits, or payment or injury for sick or impaired condition, ever made a flight as a pilot or a student pilot of an aircraft, ever been convicted of a moving traffic violation or had traffic accidents or had a driver's license revoked or suspended within the last 5 years, currently convicted of or currently awaiting trial on the violation of any criminal law. Again, this is why I said felons cannot get insurance, and if you're on papers, you cannot get life insurance. In the next year, any intention of traveling outside the U.S. or Canada, belong to or attend any active or reserve military, naval, or aeronautic organizations. Do you engage in or plan to engage in any of the following: motorized racing, parachuting or skydiving, martial arts, scuba diving, mountain climbing, or anything else that might be considered dangerous or hazardous to your health? So again, this one is for actually a different client, but they are a bit younger, so obviously they're going to have a different height and weight. But as you can see here, there's a lot of different questions that they're going to ask about. Obviously, they ask your height and weight, and then they actually ask, has your height and weight changed by more than 10 pounds in the last 12 months? Have you ever been medically diagnosed with or treated for high blood pressure? Any problems with your eyes, ears, nose, or throat? Then they go into multitudes of different conditions and diseases, and this is why they ask for every different one and why it takes quite a while to ask these questions. But for example, I sell life insurance, but I don't have it. Why don't I have it? Well, let's look here at some of these health conditions. Intestinal bleeding, inflammatory bowel disease, including Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, hepatitis, diverticulitis, recurrent indigestion or other disorder of the esophagus, stomach, intestines, pancreas, liver, or gallbladder. Well, I happen to also hear diabetes, elevated blood sugar. So I happen to have diabetes, and I also happen to have gastrointestinal issues. That makes it very difficult for me to be, and I also have high blood pressure. So life insurance companies usually look at my application, laugh, crumble up, and throw it in the trash, because I have 3 very, very bad health conditions that they know people generally have 1 of and die at a young age, 2 of and die at a young age, 3 of and really die at a young age. So again, I'm not going to go through all of these, but you know, some of them that point out that we don't even think about that we have, and then we always talk about, well, I'll wait till later. Again, Kevin Samuels was 55, 56 when he died, And if he was 54 when he finally got money, a lot of people are like, well, yeah, now he's high value. He should have had life insurance. He probably tried, but you see all these health conditions? Chest pain, irregular heartbeat, heart murmur, heart valve disease, heart attack, coronary artery, and this isn't in the last 5 years, in the last 12 months. This is have you ever. Shortness of breath, chronic cough, bronchitis, asthma, emphysema, chronic COPD, sleep apnea, or chronic respiratory disorder. Sugar, protein, or blood in the urine. Sexually transmitted diseases excluding HIV. Kidney disease, kidney stones. C-section or miscarriage. Arthritis, gout, lupus, or disorder or injury of the bones. Spinal neck or back disorder. Polyps or tumors, cancer, allergies, disorder of the skin, anemia, bleeding, blood clotting, or other blood disorders. Have you had anxiety, depression, stress, ADHD, eating disorders? Chronic fatigue, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, or fever? Are you currently pregnant? Other than noted above, in the last 5 years, have you gone to a chiropractor? Had a checkup, an illness, or an injury? Had an EKG, X-ray, MRI, CT scan? Been told to go get an HIV test? In the past 10 years, have you used marijuana, cocaine, heroin, barbiturates, tranquilizers, hallucinogens, amphetamines, narcotics, or any other drug except as legally prescribed as a physician? See, at 23, people will tell me, well, why would I concern myself with life insurance now at 23? I mean, Kevin Samuels died at 56. I'm sure he had life insurance. He was high value at that time. Maybe not. Let's see what other things they ask. Have you sought or been told to get counseling for drug support? Have you consumed alcoholic beverages? If yet, to what extent? Have you had tests for AIDS or ARC? Have you or your immediate family members, brothers or sisters, died or been diagnosed as having coronary artery disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, polycystic kidney disease, Huntington's disease before age 60? And then they want to know about your family history. What's the age of your family living or their cause of death? Mother, father, brothers, sisters. Then they want to know the name and the address of your personal attending physician. What happened the last time you saw them? And then lastly, they're going to have the proposed patient name so that you can authorize the MIB to give that information, which is why you sign those HIPAA forms. So that's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. This was a bit longer of a video than usual, but again, it actually takes a lot to go through all this. So remember, when you're getting fully underwritten on life insurance as well, versus an immediate application like the earlier one, you're also going to have a paramedical exam where you're either going to go to a facility or they're going to have a nurse come to your house, take blood, urine, sometimes an EKG, and maybe an oral swab. So again, be prepared for that and understand that it is an in-depth process, and life insurance is not as easy as just applying for it if you think that that's what you can do. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. With that being said, wipe ass, work in progress every day, and see success. Salute, salute, salute.
It looks like you lost another one.
Hey folks, this last video was sponsored by my company, where we help people like you to reach their financial goals. We do this through a simple conversation where we help to identify and then protect your lifestyle, and then we implement a plan. The process starts at about an hour. So, if you want more information or you want to schedule a consult, contact me via the information in the description box, and let's talk and see if we're actually a great fit for each other. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Thank you, and enjoy life.